how small they are. Every yukladia balauti dingedale. You can't see them with your naked eyes. When they translate small particles into English, they translate it as subatomic particles. Subatomic particles. Scientists, they say at the 13th century, they have found out that atom is the smallest materiality. Yazune dekuma dipan lokaga atom go adezo yu upwezi phene shapwe twishi khejare. Only at the end of 19th century, in the beginning of 20th century, they could split atoms into proton, electron, and neutron. So go yazu nongbai nese yazu asabain jaroma dipan pinya shindiga atom go proton, electron, neutron ne di saut thabare lu di lo set biro shapwe twishi khejare. For that reason, they have translated small particles taught by the Buddha as subatomic particles, which is smaller than the atom. Atom teku bobi dinge melu yusaya de adwe. Atom te bobi dinge de adwe druga subatomic particles lu pada pianjare. Can you see atom with your naked eyes? Atom go deru myasi ne myen nain la. Da so yin do proton, electron, neutron ga do away phit twa bi no. But among my disciples, they have seen these small particles with their insight knowledge. Aditema shire yogi drogandi, eri yuklak lidi, attempted being a melu usare, eri yuklak lidi go, nyanlin yang chi bit gongsa, mini javavi. Hope you know? So, to make all of you understand what is similar to, what the particles are similar to. Eri yuklak lidi are bade rather than to lay, so the umali pyojasu. Now here there are many those who are old in age, those who have used old television in Myanmar. Myanmar bima ho ke honga TV hondi domu jare malan. Before the program starts, as we want to watch television, we turn on. What do we see on the screen of television? TV season malagin le sei so de ji chin ni bi TV club ko top phwin lai de mana pyin pon ma ba twi le set pyauk li de mla sport le de twi de li. Are they small or big? Small, but you can see with your naked eyes. Era ti de no damen myasi phit myin nain de. We can divide into 1,000 times. Can you see them? So it will be very similar to small particles. Era a chain the town lot can be sailor. Yellow name Yamba Omla. Era saying Era Lego, Yukla glue, the water video, Mian Chile, Mimbila, a Miula, Mimbare. Hope you know Nyamche Mianelli. Hope you like a say the town say like me, or the daily Chamabe, Lusanchi, no? Do you want to see really? The game Minjala. Minjin Dimala Ato. Hope you know? Hope you la. Paloni de. Then John Yani de, no? We do good. Oh, the Dengam body little bit so up my boat, no? If you practice 4 elements practically, 4 elements meditation practically, finally you will see them. They are not the ultimate reality, they are just the smallest concept. Eri yuklak lady go, Jopermalu Makobu Drogo, a Tizon Yopinia Poesilo Bekore. You need to analyze the ultimate materiality in those small, tiny subatomic particles. Any attempted thing in Melu Yusa, the Euclid lady, Brahma the Bodhiyari Shidi Erari Gunyapit Tinsiyama Chipari. So they are earth, water, fire, wind, color, smell, taste, nutritive essence, life faculty, and sensitivity. Eri Yukladima. Eri Yukladima, Bari Shile, Petuida, Avoda, Disoda, Vayoda, Sena Yada. Osa, Zivita, Padarayo, so we Nezun Shimyoku, Musemyo Shide, Erarigo, Nyapit Tinsiyami. The Buddha has instructed us to do both internally and externally. Yes, Apyaga Isata Tanda Naiko, Beta Tanda Naiko, Shuame, Ludilu. Lanyon Tare et Isatayo, Bedayo, Shusire. So for those who have seen them, when they close their eyes, they see just small particles in your whole body. If they look at the outside, external beings, living and non-living things, they don't see men and women. They see just small particles which are rising and perishing rapidly. Eri Pokuriga, Todrogandi, to Yodu, Gonsa, Divi Pede Drogandiga, Tamadi to Rambi, Messi Melatane. Messi may be the Madi to round later, nego, maybe a cana ingo, material bene, Eddie alone think at a Yucladi, Kanama said that they pipian did a Yucladigo, Kana injima, and not Tudore. Be not there to do tiny Mudamidi, Mudari, a South Uri, Tashita Medi, Alungu, Daji Leva, Pansaline, a Kono Yucladi, Picone. Erichema, Isatayo, Bedayo, Tadare Pietani, Takude Pietani, Alunha. At that time, all the things, all living things and non-living things become one. Just small tiny particles which are arising and perishing rapidly all the time. So at that time, you don't see men and women. Every time I think of Amudami Lematudo, Muda Lematudo, with Dibmi Midodon Sura Lematudo, the Kude Beturo, Bales, Yukla Sura Beturo. At that time, you will stop arguing with the Buddha. Myaswa Pyashine Nyinko Mu Eri Niha Shatan de Nibabe. Buddha said, there is no man and woman. But you say, no, there is man. Here, man. There is woman. Why do the Buddha say there is no man and woman? Here. Buddha is omniscient Buddha. Better believe him. But you argue. Okay, silently or with words too. Ero, Nyasabia Bamile, Mudami Mishi, Muda Mishiure, Miro Nyende, Piane, Timashi Bare, Teahoni de Pukua, Amuda, Yahan, Timaduria, Mudami, Muda Leshi, Mudami Leshiva Lene, Pia, Mishu, Bapilu, Biodale, Ili, Pia, Alonso Tiro Muraveli, Jontale, Gomare, Subiro, Yentemaro, Jamapsheneula, Pia Biore, Napia. Loka Jine, Ninkombu, the Loka Giada, Napiane, Ninkonava. How do you know? If you don't see them with your insight, you will argue with the Buddha. Mimiru Nyampiko and Mati de no Piashin, Ninkonija Umabe, Dumia Jain, Gay Kama Sulu, Atan Date Ninjara Leshideli. The word do ya Sumi, Atan Trabi Ninjara Leshideli. Hope you know. That's a mimidodiri. Do you want to be the one who stop arguing with the Buddha or who want to continue? Pyashene Ninko Mugu Yachene Durila, Sachene Durila. Yache, you need to come here and practice. Hope you know. Yache Baluamle, Dimatiala to Ame. Tamada Mimiru Yama. Hope you know. Atadana. Pan Uyin Jitega, Punlandi de Bavana Pangunjigo, Lavi Sembo Malula. There are many those who have penetrated them here. Erago children Tini de Yogi Drogandi di Tema Miaive. No? Kamai Totema Midu. History de Tengajindi, Le Yokan Livi in a Duaye, no? Nila Villa. Not yet near. Far distance. We need don't be pia, no? Okay, we in le Wijabazi, Chayla in le Dola Babi, no? Chaquin ya on the need Chasi Tare, Chata in Mimiru Jesu Yavali me, Hopi. So after knowing and seeing the ultimate materiality, you need to continue how to know and see the ultimate mentality. So I want to ask you, any yodiyarigo Brahmanya means sight on totally deep in Nama. Nandiyarigo Brahmanya means sight on maybe to Sepichama Bibshade. Let me ask you a question. Where does mentality arise? Megon the Ku Michene. Say Bema Pitale. I want to ask one of the Vietnamese lady to give me an answer. Where does mentality arise? Okay, they don't give me an answer. Okay, the Gamai Dobit Temami. Hello, Ima Pide, no? To Sierra Diana Vira to Pioni. Oh, you know, a Kura to Pianavi. Papile, Budu Dapi Piantari. Tabime. Teaching no? So scientists say mentality arises in the brain. Tiban logaga pure. Nandiyaha unama pide, seya unama pide, no? Here, when you could practice ultimate mentality at that time, I will let you check whether it arises in the brain or not. Dima mimido Nandiyago Kuran Shunan in the Yolime. Eri Nijaye, Di Nandaya Unama Pime Pisurago, Tinogo, Kuran Be Sanse Kaima Pipare. At that time you will say there is no trace of mentality in the brain. Chimpia Unama Nandaya Yelu, a young leader, Mashiva Upia, Lu Eri Nijaye, a Pibima Pide. There is only small particles in the brain. Unama yokala lily veshide. Nandaya yelu a young lidoma mashivu. Now I will let all of you understand. When you feel happy, do you feel in your brain or in your heart? $1 kama unama $1, naloima $1. When you feel angry, where do you feel, in the brain or in your heart? Doda Twede Kajadushi, Unama Doda Twela, Nalo Ima Twela. When you feel proud of yourself, where do you feel, in the brain or in your heart? Manari Pipi, Tong Nevi Soyeli, Unama Pidla, Nalo Ima Pidla. Practically, you understand this. Okay? No mentality in the brain, even trace of mentality is not in the brain. Jambu, a ye a young lee, low down. Say Sura, Unama, Mapshiba, hope you know, a no ingo, a mea api, maybe pite, look, Hadia Wutulo, the Ludita, Pioin, or Bukong, no? So I will not explain how to discern ultimate mentality now. It is very deep and profound. Nandiadigo below Tinsia Mesera, Dinde Mabio, alone Linda. Only when you come, I will teach you. They know Laro Mabe, Tini Drogoni, Diaudo Mabe, Tanila Atu de Nijain, Dimbe, no? Today, what I want to share with all of you, how to discern the second noble truth, the origin of suffering. Tumudia Tissa look or Dukkha Tissa, Pichon, the need Dukkha Pichon, Tumudia Tissa go, Dini Alungo, Yawi Kanza Pichemane. Hope you know? So, one of the disciples here in this monastery who come into this existences with good parami. Ero dipita jite male pavare. Dibawago parami tiagong digu. Suzang shami biro yalare drogong de ulube. Piochene. He is a man. Tura myogong la diapa. When times ripen, he come and practice here. A chain yaularo. Hope you know? Parami ro pare. A chain mayao in no mayao tiu. Pero parami pare, a chain mayao de mayao tebu. A chain yauma yao chayare. No? Pero a chain mayao in gaumetene, no? Hope. So for that gentleman, times ripen. That's why he came here and practiced meditation under my guidance. Ero a chain yaularo to a muganda to the Roganga, the town de Tigo, Chaushi Biro, Deatin and Joko Atobi. He could develop deep concentration. They are the Madi, Dearigo, Gongza, 2009 Queen Yari, 2000 Queen Yari. He could practice almost all the 40 kinds of samatha meditation. Atamata Kamatan Bigu, Kamatan Lise Lunini, our Mimi Atu Nankedi. After that, I taught him how to discern ultimate mentality and materiality, which is a suffering. Eri nama dukkha disa miyare yudya nandayarugu paramanya misai on belu shuame suragu kaungswa tuntin pyata susuma queen yakire. So it is the right time to discern the second noble truth, the origin of suffering. Ero yudya nandayarugu paramanya misai on tutrin tibi pyate ede dukkha disa gu hot time mansa tibi mimi pyate. Rajamu Tamudia Tissa Ti on Tempe Queen. You are on me a chain yapi, Rajamu Tamudia Tissa Ti at a Tibagun Jesse Lopiros, shoot kindly. So to discern the past, to know the second noble truth, I told him how to discern the past. So here, let me ask you one question. Can you discern the mentality that arose just 5 minutes ago? For those who don't know, who don't see ultimate mentality and materiality. Tamadi le mashire. Yodi nandigo le hutaimanza paramanya min sai on mashuna did the Rogandi di tema shide. Mirogo, located Namanega, Pitware, Jonandigo, Piambi, Tensi Valu, Biolution, Tensi Lu Yamala. It is impossible for those who have no concentration. It is impossible for those who don't know, who don't see ultimate mentality and materiality yet to discern their past ultimate mentality and materiality. The Madi le Mashivu. Jodi Nandigo Hodamaza Paramanya Misai on Matinsia did the Rogandi at Pikere Namanega Pitare Yunandigo, Shunambu Sura Mapshinambu. Hope you know? But for those who see the whole body just as small particles, and also they see mentality in their mental continuum. They see just ultimate mentality and materiality. Jodinanigo Paramanya means Saitare Bukuri and the Messimela and the Golong Yukla di Betuirore. At that giant, Dodara Viti, Menodara Viti, so Viti says in Jibe, Tuirore. Can I in the Ilo, Yuna Nababe Tuirore? Any Boguri at they could discern even mentality and materiality 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 5 days ago. Edilu Yudinandigo, Paramanya means on 220 Tare Bugu, the Dodo, located Dominica Yuna, located Namnica Yuna, located Semnica Yuna, Gons are Shunine. In this way, I have instructed him to discern ultimate mentality and materiality of 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, in the same way. Edi Pogodigo, Taniga Yuna, Maniga Yuna, Taniga Yuna, located Nayaga Yuna, located Talaga Yuna, located Nalaga Yuna, located Tanika Yuna, located Tanika Yuna. Sadi Abin now good the same be the same, so be Shusire. Finally, they reach when they were newly born. They are now so making one they got sat in Biro, we Palare and Chindigo Yaudabi. Junambe, no? Now go so Dalaye, making one te Yaudame. So if we continue discerning, we will reach in the mother womb. And we instruct them to go to the stage which is the beginning of this life, which is rebirth linking consciousness stage. Ho, you can want to yao be sureka. Kalala yiji dire a kaitigo, shao on dasi vale. ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒီနေ့လက်သုံးချောင်းထောင်ပြမယ်နော်မတွေ့ဘူးတဲ့သူတွေကြည်နော်ဒါလေးက so this is at the rebirth linking consciousness time ဒါဟာပရိသတိစတည်တဲ့အချိန်ပဲ this is death consciousness moment ဒါသုတိစိတ်ကြတဲ့အချိန်ပဲ it is close there is no gap ဒီနှစ်ခုကြားမှာဘာမှအကြားလတ်မရှိဘူးကတ်နေတယ်သုတိစိတ်ကြပြီးတာနဲ့လူပရိသတိရောက်မဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကမိခင်ဝန်ထဲမှာပရိသတိစတည်တယ် so before this near death moment အဲ့ဒီသုတိစိတ်မတိုင်ခင်လေးမှာတော့မရဏတဏ္ဍဇောဆောတယ်ခုဒီနေရာကိုရောက်ပြီ when he could discern the beginning stage in the mother womb wishing to know what is the causes of this nama and rupa I told him to descend to the bank and he saw the near death object အဲ့တော့ဒီကာလရည်ကြီးတည်တဲ့အခိုက်ကလေးကိုရောက်သွားပြီယုတ်နံစဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီချိန်မှာဒါကြောင့်ဒုက္ခသစ္စာစတာဒီချိန်ပဲအဲ့ဒီယုတ်နံတွေကိုဖြစ်စေတဲ့အကြောင်းကိုသိလို့တဲ့စိတ်နဲ့အတိတ်ဘက်ကိုဉာဏ်စေလွတ်ပြီးတော့ရှုခိုင်းလိုက်တော့တွေ့ပြီသူ့ရဲ့ပထမအတိတ်ဒေဂာနီအကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒေဂာနီအကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံကဘာလဲအဲ့ဒီဒေဂာနီဒုက္ကမထံရှုပွားပြီးတော့ဒုက္ကမထံဖြစ်ဥပဇာရတမာတိနေမြေကိုဆက်ရောက်နေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒုက္ကမထံဒီအပနာဇံတမာတိကိုမဆိုင်နိုင်ဘူးဥပဇာရတမာတိလောက်ထိတော့စိုက်တယ်ပြီးတော့ဒေချာဆန်းစစ်ခံလိုက်တော့အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာသူကယဟန်ဖြစ်နေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့တော့အဲ့ဒီယဟန်ကဘာဆုတောင်းလဲသူ့ဘဝမှာသူဆုတောင်းတယ်တရားတူရနိုင်သောယောက်ျားကောင်းဖြစ်ရပါလို့ဤလို့ဆုတောင်းတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာလည်းတရားအမထုတ်ဘူးလားအားထုတ်တယ်သူဝိဇ္ဇာမျိုးစီလေထိုက်တိအားလို့ဆိုအောင်မြင်ခဲ့တယ်တခြားသောဒါနသီလကုသိုလ်ကောင်းမှုတွေလည်းပဲအားထုတ်ခဲ့တယ်ဒါနသီလတမထကိုဘာလို့ခေါ်မလဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်စရဏမျိုးစီလို့ခေါ်တယ်ဓကမထံကနှစ်ဖက်ရဖြစ်တယ်တမာတိကျင့်စဉ်မှာလည်းဘုရားကစရဏမျိုးစီအောင်လို့သင်တယ်ဝိပဿနာဘန်းရောက်တော့လေမြတ်စွာဘုရားယုတ်ကမထံကိုဓကမထံဖြစ်မသိဘူးလားဒါဆိုဓကမထံရှုပွားထားခြင်းဟာစရဏမျိုးစေရောဝိဇ္ဇာမျိုးစေရောအောင်မြင်စေတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒါကြောင့်မို့အဲ့ဒီဘဝယဟန်ဘဝကနေပြီးတော့ဒီဘဝမှာအမျိုးကောင်းသားဘဝရလာတယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒါဆိုအဲ့ဒီပထမအတိတ်ဘဝကိုဖြစ်စေတဲ့အကြောင်းကိုထပ်ပြီးတော့ရှုဖို့မလိုဘူးလားဒီကြောင့်နဲ့ကြီးမှာအနည်းဆုံး9ဘဝလောက်တော့သင်ပေးတယ်နော်ကဲဒကမကြီးဒေါ်တင်မကို9ဘဝဘယ်တော့လာရှုမလဲဟုတ်ပြီနော်အချိန်ရောက်ရင်လာပါမယ်ဗျာဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဟုတ်ပြီဒါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒုတိယအတိတ်ဘဝကိုလှမ်းရှုလိုက်တော့ဒီလိုလေးပြောရင်ကောင်းမယ်ထင်တယ်နံပါတ်6ဘဝကနေစပြောမယ်ဒါမှအစီအစဉ်လေးကြာသွားမယ်နော်တစ်ကနေသွားတာမြင်ကျင်သလားကြားကျင်သလား6ကနေလာတာမြင်ကျင်လား6ကနေပြောမယ်နော်ကဲနံပါတ်6ခုမြောက်အတိတ်ဘဝတဲ့အဲ့ဒီဘဝမှာအဲ့ဒီဒကာကြီးကလေသမားဘဝဖြစ်တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ကဲလေသမားဘဝမှာသူကဘာလုပ်တယ်လဲဆိုတော့ဇေဒီရင်ပြန်မှာတန့်ရှင်းရေးသွားလုပ်တယ်ကုသိုလ်ကံအဲ့ဒီကံကနောက်ဆုံးအကျိုးပေးတာပြီးတော့ဘာစုတောင်းတယ်လေသမားဒကာကြီးကဖရာဒကာဖြစ်ပြစီတဲ့အမေသူကဖရာဒကာဖြစ်ချင်တယ်နော်ဘယ်ကံအကျိုးပေးလဲဖျားရင်ပြင်မှာဇီဒီရင်ပြင်မှာတန့်ရှင်းလုပ်တဲ့ကံကအကျိုးပေးလိုက်တယ်စိတ်စိတ်သိနံတရားကိုပြောရင်34လုံးပိဋိရှင်ဉာဏ်ရှင်တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့ဒီဘဝကနေပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ဘဝမှာသူကလေသမားဘဝဖြစ်တယ်အမျိုးသားဘဝကိုပဲသူကစိတ်ကညှို့နေတယ်အဲ့ဒီကံကအကျိုးပေးလိုက်တော့နောက်ဘဝမှာသူကအမျိုးကောင်းသားဘဝဖြစ်ပြန်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့သူ့ရဲ့အလုတ်ကံကလှေသူကြီးဖြစ်တယ်လေသူကြီးဘဝမှာသူကဘာလုပ်တယ်လဲဆိုရင်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုစီးဖြန်းခဲ့တယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာဒီကြောင့်နဲ့ကြီးမှာသင်ပေးနေတယ်နော်ဒီထဲမှာအောင်မြင်ရှုထားတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေအများကြီးပါတယ်ဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုစီးဖြန်းပြီးတော့သူကဗုဒ္ဓနုတ္တိဘာဝနာကိုလည်းစီးဖြန်းခဲ့တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အကျိုးပေးတဲ့ကံက Obi, Ero Buddha Nudri, Pavanago, Sipian, Buddha Nudri, Pavanale, do Ubazara, Tamadi, Lope, Site. Ero Dua, Pasu Downlay, Soro, Nibam Miyabi, Sajama, and Saja Kanade, no? Nibam Miyabi, Saja, the Diadule, Saja Bare Tende. Sajari de Miavala. Nibam Miyabi, Sajama, and Nadapia Balu eat. Hope you know? Who Namachabuama. Hayadaga Pilurim, Kuna Buddha Nudria, Pavana Kamatan Pine, Musi Chakera. Taime, Pechima Dua, Quelon Dale Sui, Sedi de Sugo, Titare Chime, Tines and Mave Dua, Quelon Dale. Eri Zeri Tire Ganga Jupira. At the Pasu Downle, Niba Miakin Sajama, Nada Piazi, oh, Nada Wago Dua, the Voja Davi, no? Era number Libuama Babsele, Nadabua Yashide. A Nadabwama. Pay under a giant needed Lumiazago, Kruna Jizapi, getting social big. Mimiro and Namia Nagon, Nadragon, the social needle, Mimiro Tila. But do you know Mimama Miave? Tamadro go Miami Tanani really. Nagoziani. Through Yara, Miae, Tame Drubacale, San Ashitemia, Social Guni Nijara, who did a gaye boama, Era Tintin to Yara. Papile, pay under a child needed Lumiazago, the Kruna Jiza pit, getting social care, any ganga, any what Jupira. Piro Pasu down there. Ludabigo, Ludabi at the go, getting pain in the Ludabuago, Yabiazi. Papilole, Tanade Siglia, G20 de Akan, Eddie Siglia, Ah Gong Lare, Tweja, Papilare, Sudonga, Tattoo Lare, Ludari at Deku, getting bin in the Mudabo, Yabiazi, Zaruta at the Sudan. Pekan Jubile, Pay under a child needed Lumia Zago, Gruna, Jiza Pig, getting social care, Ganga, Jubile, Sisi de Nandia, Pitian Shende, don't send a Lilombe. Ero Tatia at Debuama, Sisia Boa Yari. Oh, Sudan and Diamond, no? Luria at Degu, getting bitch and the Luria Yoga, Kuta bitch and the Eddie Sisia Boama. Miba Nabani Dagua, 202 Miazago, Sekuta Pikayari. Ero 2 Tunari Kuro, Base Polare. Luya Sia, no? Since in Pion Legend, the same bit the same minted chains or a tapura. Nadabwa Majoro, Luriu getting the Amayalu, Luria at Degu getting a Poku, Pipjazi, Sudan Biro, Sisia Boyare, no? Sisia Boya Biro, Eddie Wama, 2 Narigo, do a Seguta being it, Sudan, Una Kendo Nadabuago, Yabiazi, oh, you know, Nadi Ura Nara, Tishare, no? Mo Manaulu Biolu Yare, O Jim Matenshawu, Najim Matenshawu, Tiga Nijaroma, Bungan Neye, Libyan Tailu, Minion Dwadalube, Mudira Mudilai, no? Piensengue Mayalaipu, Bungan Jire, Bokuri Laupe, Tiga Lima, to a Namik Namu Tene, Eddie Bungan Jire, Natwe Didale, Piensengue, Teti Alos, Ayajare, Jane Bukurigaro. Libyan Tailu, Minion Dwadalube, Chechembe, the Song Tojari, no? That's what Ku Ona Durigo, take to Yara, Bapchet Dale, Ona Kende, Nadabwa Yabiazi, Pekanga, Jupile, Seku, Selu Pire, Kudokanga, Jupire, et Nabwajara, Bapchet Janeso, Towns out Nadabwa Yabiane. Hope you know? Get towns out Nadabwama. Pakanli Jubile, Zero, Tani Gino, where you handle the Baha, Tombo Kigu, the Pari Jwa. Edit Yandogoli, Goten Shabia Biro, did these on Lutana Luhan sound and net do I, no? Ero, Tola Chima, did these on the Katlu Biro, Diana, you carry, Edit Diana, you de Gane. To Basu down lesser, Tandayama, Lumia John Tiarugu, Artuna, though Yahamboa Yabiazi, the ho. No, Wizardana Uber and the Sanjebala. Aku temyu, not temyu, no? Could have been what Yaudabi? Yamboa Yabiazi, so Patama Antima Babshele. Yamboa Yalari, Eddie Yamboama, Takamatango, Shukere, Ubazari the Maditi, Ubazara the Maditi go, Saikere. Hero Park suit down le, they are do yan in the Yaujagong Pipiazi, so Diwa Yaujagong Pilabi, Akuro, Diaya Dabi. Hope you know, the Dia do the Obero Diayamle. Hope you know? As well as Miru Alum Talip and Chila or Bawariha, Tilube, the Boabi, the Boa, Chinle Chesavi, or Pilon Nijaya. Didagaji, Boa Lidi, Kaumare, no? Show Yogi, a Tiboa, Gaboa, Lao Shukain, the Boaga, Trace and Boa Para Miajare. Daylight mean like bay, no? Tajambu. Edilu, the Mudia Tissa. Madi and Papimle, Messapiaga. Tinangaru, the John Joseph Brisa, the Muba, the Botiago, Korean Yampi, Tempo be Madi Kelu, Mamian Kelu, Tandia was singing at Sung Chago, Malone Yajim. I forgot to explain in English, right? Sorry. Oh, near to the time is. So I will briefly say. So I'm sharing one of the meditator's past life. In his 6th past life, he was a farmer. He used to do cleaning walks, brooming in the platform of the Jediya. So that karma gave its result. And then he make an aspiration to be the one who can make offering Pagoda. Because of this aspiration and because of that wholesome karma, in the 5th past life, he was born as a man. So he was a captain in the big ship. And then he made an aspiration, I want to be a deva before attaining final nibbana. So he passed away when he was establishing one Jediya. So that karma gave its result. Because of this reason, in the 4th past life, he was born as a deva. As a deva, he saved many humans, those who are in the danger. And then, out of compassion, he has saved humans, those who are encountering dukkha. And he make an aspiration to be a doctor in the next life. And then in the 3rd past life, he was born as a man. He became a doctor. He treated many old and sick persons. And because of this, sense of urgency arose in him, and he made an aspiration. I want to be reborn where there is no... I want to be born as a deva. Old age and sickness are not obvious. So he was born as a deva who was protecting, who dwells in the mountain deva. One day, one bhikkhu was on the way, because he saw a bhikkhu who was on the way, and then he make an offering, the offering of fruits to the bhikkhu, and then he listened the Dhamma. Because of that kusala karma, and because he make an aspiration, may I be the one who can engage practicing for the liberation. For that reason, in the 1st past life, he was born as a man, and then he ordained as a bhikkhu. He practiced 4 elements meditation. He attained access concentration, and then he made an aspiration. May I be the one who knows and see the Dhamma, and may I be reborn as a man who knows and see the Dhamma. For that reason, in this very life, he was born as a man, and he could practice meditation very well, and he knows and see the Dhamma in this very life too. So this is what I share with all of you. And Buddha, what did the Buddha say? If we don't know, if we don't see the dependent origination, it is impossible to make an end of suffering. And the commentary explain, quoting the words of the Buddha, if you don't know and if you don't see the dependent origination or law of karma directly, we cannot make an end of suffering even in the dream. Don't just say Parisa the Muba the Bodiago, Kuranian Pit, Timpobi, Matikebu, Mamikebu, so yen, Tandaya was saying a song by Chago, a met Tema, Dorama, Malone no. If you want to make an end of suffering, you need to be the one who know and see the dependent origination with your inside knowledge. That's why you know, Tandaya was saying a song by Chago, look in a book, Mayendo, Pago Tibo, Miembo, Lodele. John Joseph Parisa, the Muba, the Bodia Lucore, Pek and Jout Dibuaya Lale, so they can do a Chopi Bungo, counts on Miembo Malula. Okay, so after knowing and seeing the ultimate mentality and materiality, which is the suffering, cause and their effects, which are the second noble truth, they are ready to practice vipassana inside meditation. Dukha Disa Miyare, Yudia Nandia, the Mudia Disa Miyare, Jondia, Judia, Gurania Pit, Temple, Tibi Pete, Tudrogandu Unine, Pia Biore, Vipatana, a siku, Satin, be Shubuya, and ascendant Pibi Pite. So, the object of insight meditations, they are the first noble truth and the second noble truth. Vipatana Nyaya Shuka Ayung Sura, Piaho Ditanaya. Dukha Disa ne, Tamudia Disa, Miabe Pipare, Eri Dukha Disa Miare, Yudia Nadia, Tamudia Disa Miare, a Chondia, a Judia Rugu. Lakanai don't and Dembiro Vipatana Shuama Pite. So, those who know and see the ultimate mentality and materiality, causes and their effects, so they need to contemplate impermanent suffering non-self, seeing the rising and perishing of them. Because of contemplating, seeing the arising and perishing of them, because of contemplating impermanence, seeing the arising and perishing of them, because of contemplating dukkha, because they are subject to suffering, and they contemplate non-self because they are out of control. Gradually, their insight knowledge mature. To the body go, Mion Chile, Nisa, Dundini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. Pijin Piajin Danjapia, Nisa Candiare, the Bogo, Mion Chibiro, Duka, Lutudini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. The Piasiba, JK Kaima, Nita Ramshire, the Bogo, Mion Chibiro, Nata, Lutudini Wipatana, Shukin Yajari. Because of contemplating impermanent suffering and not self, their insight knowledge mature. With the maturity of insight knowledge, path knowledge arises, taking Nibbana as an object. Erilu, Nisalu, Dukhalu, Natalu, Dundunji, Vipatana, Shukwin, Yajare, Adwe, Vipatana, Nyandu, Yenjade, Soma, Menya, Punyandu, Saito, Mujare, Nibangu, Ayun, Yulian. When they attain path and fruition knowledge, so that the first path knowledge remove personality view, Sakaya Ditti. Doubt, Vijikacha. Silabata Brahmasa attachment to wrong practices has been removed completely without remainder. Tajamu, but Dora Bati met Dora Bati po Saiteka, Dora Bati Mecca, Takaya Diti, Vizikesa, Tilabata Brahmada Sure, Heri, Tanyosin, Dongjango, a bidai, Peshalite. So they have prevented themselves falling into the four states. A pedagogy, a bidai, Pitwabi Pite. Do you want to close the door to four woeful states? Yes. A pedagogy go pitching jala? If it is so, you need to engage practicing until you know and see the Dharma in this monastery. That's how Mimiru, a pedagogy pitching Baluamle. Heri Johnny Jima. Piashin Hojaro Mure, Tila Tamari Pina, Dika, Dunya, Jimya Digo, Senita Jane, Jago, Jake, Jinjan Juku, Atopo Mlula. As you have attended first As you have first attended in the primary school for 1 year, you should also at least attend 1 year practicing meditation. Hope you know? Tungaran tanit tekere mala. Taya shabira tungaran tetalaw tanit law do latebu mugaong la. If you don't value, you will not know and see the Dhamma. Tambo matayin do eri taya tambo tendo si yaula ma mhopu. So may you be those who know the value of Dhamma. Taya tambo go tire duri phinin ja ba si. May you all know and see the Dhamma in this very life. Dibwa ma din taya du taya mya ati du nyan du yanin ja ba si lu sana pyu yin ne. Arimbeta nikameta yungsata Buddha dadani. Dunata mizuno dina nalagaran wa kungzaro. Buddha dadani phaya myaswa dadana do nai. Arimbeta atoja gung lo. Nikameta twemyaw jaung long la go pyu ja gung lo. Yungsata bhavana ni shin do long la go atoja gung lo. Kungzaro simbyang ji di. Nalagaran juingo do nadi wa pyasi the kedo. Mizuno thonza the nangan by san so nin shinte me dinan sitigo. Do nata pyasi jagong lo. Iti do tiro bibu mate myati. Vosa garuna shita mita pye. Hojaro mukhe babi the di.